Hello, everyone. I'm back. I'm back with a quick update, and this is on Giovanni Pelletier. Okay, and I'm updating on some information, and I'm correcting some information. The correction is he is not. They were not going to South Carolina. He and his mom, his family, were from North Carolina. They were traveling on vacation to Florida. Okay. The other correction is it wasn't his mother's side of the family he was going to visit when he came up missing. It was his father's side of the family. Okay. There. Now, I also made a couple of hits when I said it was more than one person. Okay. As far as in this equation. Okay. And, I believe there was traveling. Okay, that came up too. But I think we saw that. Okay, but he was traveling with two cousins. Okay, or there was two cousins that picked him up. The story is getting changed up. This is one of them stories that just get changed. They're changing up here and there. The family has said that the cousins have changed their story. Okay, the family is suspicious of the cousins. Okay, the cousins apparently he was supposed to be picked up at 8 o'clock in the evening, and he wasn't picked up until like 1 something in the morning. Okay, so we have that there. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so now the update is the coroner did the autopsy and said that he could not. So basically, he said it was inconclusive. Okay, he could not find anything visibly that contributed to the boy's death. So he's probably have to wait on organ samples and urine samples. Okay, to come back. Now, you do know the boy was in the retention pond in Florida. Okay. He was found by one of the family members. They went searching for him because they don't know nobody in Florida. These people were vacationing, and I guess happened to have some family members out there, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, he was in the retention pond, and apparently he was badly decomposed, okay? They could not identify him by looking at him. Now, you also have to remember, okay, that it is in the heat of the summer and he's in the water. So you're going to decompose at a faster rate. So what may seem like several days may have only been a couple of days, depending on the heat. Okay, you see what I'm saying? And whether you're on land or, but the heat really messes you up. I know the water does, Ken, but the heat will mess you up. And he was in the water in the heat, and the water was probably warm. There you go. Okay, so he was decomposed, and they still have yet to, I believe, have to verify 100% that this body is Giovanni's. Okay, whatever that means. Okay, this case is really a trip. So we're going to take another look, okay, at this crime. They don't, and they can't say if the boy, if he drowned or what, okay. However, if he was partially in the water, okay, they were looking for the boy. A family member spotted the body, okay. He was partially submerged in the water, okay, probably face down. But he didn't pull him out. He went and called the police. He left there and called the police. So if he drowned, they wouldn't be able to tell because he was so decomposed. Okay, so his body probably, okay, the coroner would be able to recognize it because he's seen it so many times. But his body probably filled up with gases, okay? And as the gases expand, your stomach, I believe, explodes, okay? So you're wide open, and then you're able to float, okay? At first you sink, okay? And then they said you sink, then you float. Body blows up, gets heavy with gases, you sink, okay? And then the body comes up again after it has imploded from the gases. I believe that's how it goes. You can correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But can you tell us more on Giovanni Pelletier, okay? I don't know exactly how he pronounces his name, Pelletier or Pelletier, okay? From North Carolina, who was found in a retention pond in Florida, okay? Now, I do remember, okay, so this card flew out. It's an ongoing battle, okay? It's an ongoing battle. And the boy, they said the boy had called, the boy had texted his mom for help, and she was asleep, so she didn't see the text, okay? But he also apparently texts other family members, okay? So 1 o'clock in the morning, these people work, they're asleep, okay? They didn't get it. So when they did get it, okay, they start calling around, okay? So I take it that the boy never made it to the grandfather's house to visit, okay? But, and then they said that they was getting high and he started acting crazy and stuff. Now, this is somebody you never met, okay? And he's supposed to be a family member, okay? Why would you just put him out on the side of the road like that and leave him? Okay? And then after that, why didn't you say anything? Tell us more. What do you want us to know on the situation with Giovanni Pelletier? Let's see if we can get some more information out of this scenario, okay? We're going to use true crime, too, to clarify. I got another true crime deck coming on the way, okay? So underneath it all is the Magician, okay? And I think that this right here, these people, okay, have a bunch of tricks up their sleeve for some reason or another, okay, underneath it all. The Magician, the Manifester, okay? Yeah. So, that is the underlying situation. Then, okay, we have gifts and generosity with the 6 of coins. So we got, I don't know if we got this exact card, but we got the impression that there was money involved, okay? There was some money involved. See? And they went to pick up Giovanni, okay? And they may have gone with the intention to rob this man, if that's the case. Because the phone and the backpack, okay, was found, I believe, not too far from where they found the body. Okay, and it was found not too far from where he found the body. It seems like a scenario where they just threw his shit out, okay, and then now, you know, another thing too is, okay, the weird thing about it is, if it was nighttime and it was dark, okay, he may not have been able to see the pond. I doubt it, but, you know, this is a scenario because you got to go with the lighting, full moon, okay, and all that in the area. So, and I don't know, so I'm just putting that out there. Okay, so this is the 10 of Wands, okay, in reverse. So there is an unsurmountable problems. Not only is is it a burden pushing forward, but it's unsurmountable problems, okay? So there's something going on, and we have the Queen of Swords, okay? She is about the truth. okay, the light, okay, being honest. She's going to come into play. Now, this is early on. This is as soon as maybe he was picked up. Okay, this is like trouble with money. Okay, and then we have the hangman. So this is feeling trapped. Okay, it seems like as soon as he came into these people, there was a problem. Okay, as soon as he came in with these people, there was a problem. And I'm going by my intuition. This is entertainment purposes only, okay? And everything is alleged, okay? I'm going by my own intuition that just pops up. Sometimes I don't get anything. Sometimes I get something. Okay, then we have the Page of Wands, okay? But this is in reverse. So this is bad news, okay? And gullible. I believe this came up before. He was gullible, okay? Or maybe they felt he was gullible for some reason, okay? He looked like a clean-cut kid, and that may seem gullible to somebody who's down low, underhanded. Okay? Then, okay, standing up for your beliefs. So it's like he fought back. Okay, or tried to fight back. But he was delusional. Okay, this right here. Okay. This is the Seven of Cups in reverse, though. This is delusionment, okay? But this right here, turn it around, is the opposite. So it was a reality, clarity, okay? When he probably realized that he was in trouble, there was something going wrong immediately, okay? And he tried to fight back because he realized, it became clear to him that he was in danger. Okay. We also have the Five of Cups, okay? So there was some childlike emotions involved, okay? And we have the Emperor. Okay. Somebody in the group tried to, maybe, okay, I could be wrong. I'm not perfect. But it seems like somebody in the group, I don't even know how many people were in the car, okay, try to be logical, stabilize the drama, okay. But there was a plan. This was planned. Yeah, this was planned. Two of Wands, okay? And he's looking out. So they made a decision to do what they did. There is going to be some justice coming. Justice is coming. And I think after the autopsy reports come back, okay, I don't know. I don't know if the boy smoked weed or not, okay? He may not have had that much in his system. But the truth is going to come out in justice. There's going to be some karma involved in this justice. It's a cause and effect, karma. Okay? We got the secrets with the moon being reversed, but these secrets are going to be revealed. Yeah. Releasing of fear, unveiling secrets. Okay? We also have the Page of Cups with that fish in the cup. This also deals with the inner child, okay? Naivety. Yeah, somebody's going to come out with something. It may be a kid. It may be a kid that overheard them talking and discussing, but somebody's going to come out with something. Okay, it's going to be bad news, okay, but it's going to come out. And then we have the Four of Cups here, okay? Sadness, okay? Not liking what's being offered. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So, due to the fact with the emotions, the secrets, and all this kind of stuff, okay, the dirt comes out in the wash, okay, but the unbalanced, things got out of hand. Emotions got out of hand, okay? And we had the tower. It all exploded, okay? All of a sudden, he was rushed. And the coroner said that there were no visible signs, okay, would know if he's that badly decomposed. You're not going to be able to look at the boy and tell, okay? Sometimes they can detect bruising under the skin, but it depends on how much decomposition there was. And it might have been decomposed as well, which means you're not going to be able to tell nothing. You're not going to be able to tell nothing unless you see a broken bone or, okay, they get back to toxicology reports. There we go with the devil. Okay, the devil's in the details. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so there's going to be some news coming in. Everything's trickling in slowly anyway, so there'll be some more news coming in. He just sitting there. He just sitting there watching, looking. Wow, he's got 4 major arcanas. No, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the magician. I mean, the hangman, excuse me. Okay, so there will be some kind of victory. Okay. With the high priestess right next to it. Now, the high priestess likes to keep secrets. She likes to keep secrets. But she also likes to reveal them too. Okay, she has wisdom. She likes to keep secrets, but she also likes to reveal them. Okay, so we're going to go in with true crime. And we're going to see, we might spill some tea on this too. Okay, and we're going to see what else do you want to tell us about Giovanni Pelletier and his death. Can you clarify the cards here, this spread, this reading? Can you clarify to us what happened that fateful night? Okay. Did he just drown? Okay. Was he might have been knocked out, okay, and end up drowning. But they can't tell if there's no, well, they can tell, well, it depends. Okay, it depends. Here's the thing. And I say it depends because if he was hit, if it's not going to cause any damage to the bone, the skull, okay, you don't have to bust his head to knock him out. But he's decomposed, okay, they may not be able to recognize that. But they do look for the bruising underneath the skin too, if they can. So, what do you want us to know? What clarification do you want to tell us about Giovanni Pelletier on the night of his death? Okay, here we go, folks. Revenge. I don't know what that revenge could have been about, okay? And if it was revenge, I doubt if Giovanni knows anything about it either, okay? Man-made disaster. So maybe, okay, his death, which I consider a disaster, was by the hands of man. Okay? Hidden. They hide the truth. Okay? And the cleanup. Now, let me say something on the cleanup. On the cleanup, they were talking about that they had examined the car, okay, and found nothing in the car. So either they did a good cleanup in the car, or this incident may not happen in the car. Okay? And I'm thinking I'm thinking that it was done, it could have been done outside of the car. He may have been dragged outside of the car, and they did whatever they did to him and threw his little stuff out, okay, maybe as they were driving off. It's not unknown. But I do get a intuition, okay, and I don't get an intuition that he was attacked or anything inside of the car. I always, whenever I think about this incident, I'm thinking outside the car for some reason. So that might be a reason why I'm doing that. Strangulation. Now, if they did strangle this boy was strangled, okay, if that bone is not visibly broken, okay, they're not going to be able to tell with all the decomposition. Okay? There was fire. I don't know what the fire comes in, okay? I don't know where the fire would come into this. But we do have a male. Maybe they burned something of his. Maybe they burned the murder weapon. Maybe they burned their clothes, okay? They had a meeting. Oh, yeah, I bet you they did have a meeting to get their lives together. Say, I know this looks official, okay, but this is an unofficial meeting, okay, trying to get their lives together and trying to say, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't mean it, you know how they do, okay. Now, here we go with this couple again. Here we go with the couple. Two people. Two people. Okay? It could have been a man and a woman. It could have been two men. Well, I don't think there were any women that went. I don't know, because, like I said, he wasn't killed immediately. I don't believe he was killed immediately, okay, when he got into the car. But I believe the altercation started, okay, immediately, or almost immediately. Because we got this negativity going on at the beginning, this conflict, this the burdens and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So there was more than one person. A tunnel. And we got the train tracks running through the tunnel. And yes, family. This was supposedly family members who did this to him. Natural disaster. Now, this right here, you see water? This is not a man-made disaster. This is a natural disaster. Okay? Now, I can take it that he drowned. Okay? That maybe he drowned. I could take it as that. I don't know. But it does say natural disaster. But down here, we have man-made disaster. So we have natural and we have man-made. Okay. Let me see if I can clarify. Can we clarify this natural disaster? Let me look at let me do some light seers, okay? Can you offer some clarification on this natural disaster? Can you clarify this card? I'm going to pull 3 cards and see if we can clarify this natural disaster, okay? Because I got 2 conflicting results here. And this is on the Giovanni Pelletier case, okay? The man was found dead in the retention pond in Florida, okay? Can you clarify this natural disaster? What do you want us to know? Okay. Here's what we got. We got the Page of Swords, okay? So it was like somebody came up with the idea, okay? We have the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So the 9 of Pentacles is like a celebration, okay? And we have the 10 of Wands. And one of these cards, and I believe it was the 9 of Pentacles, was reversed. So it was like it was not a celebration. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands. Okay, so it was a heavy burden. Okay, let me see if I can draw something from this. I don't seem to be able to draw anything on this clarification. It was a heavy burden, Page of Swords. So I'm looking at the light bulbs, okay, which are ideas. So maybe somebody came up with this idea, okay, to make it look like a natural disaster, but it was actually a man-made disaster that was made to look like, in other words, like them finding him in that pond, okay, like he drowned, okay, like he drowned. They made it to look like that. Okay. Then we have home. So something to do with the home. Now, and that's the thing about it, okay? I don't know if it's Giovanni's home or the cousin's home or the other family's home, okay? Because he was traveling from home and he was going to visit, supposed to visit his fraternal grandfather, his dad's dad, at his home. Assassination, killed, murdered, missing. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so we're going to stop right there, okay, because we definitely know he's missing. Now, there could be something, a piece of evidence that's missing as well. I've known to pick up with this card because it says missing. There's an envelope, okay, so maybe it could be telling us that he was missing. Okay, he was reported missing, or there's a clue that's missing. And that clue, I'm wondering, does it have to do with the tunnel? We've seen the tunnel here, and I got the intuition that maybe there was something thrown in a tunnel or something like a tunnel. Okay? Okay, so what we'll do is, interesting. We're going to spill some tea. We're going to end it with that. Let's spill some tea. Spill some tea. Let's see. Let's see if we're going to spill some tea. What tea are we going to spill? Okay, let me get my cards together here, people. Okay. Because it gets a little messy, okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna continue to update, okay, because I know there's gonna be more information coming in, okay. There's gonna be more information coming in. I think, and two is the good thing is that it's too many people that, so to speak, that were in the car, I believe. I'm not really familiar. Now, I don't know if the mom, okay, because they said he left out about between 1 and 1:30 in the morning, okay? And I don't know if these are cousins she's familiar with or unfamiliar with, but did you go check when he was leaving, did you go to the car, see who was all in it, meet him, let him know, hey, I'm the mom, and whoop, 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 whoop. I don't know. I don't know. And you want to ask questions. I know, okay, and she feels so bad. Oh, I know she feels so bad. And I'm pretty sure that she's blaming herself, okay. I just got this feeling. Okay. I'm going to go with spill the tea. Okay. I'm going to go with spill the tea. Because we need them to spill the tea. Huh? Okay. Can you spill the tea on, can you spill the tea on Giovanni Pelletier and what happened on him, what happened to him on that fateful night? Okay. What do you want us to know? There's so many conflicting stories, okay? But we know you're going to tell us the truth. We ask the Holy Spirit, okay, to guide us and protect us, while we find out what happened to Giovanni. Okay? So what does the Holy Spirit want us to know? The Holy Spirit likes to spill tea too. Okay? Because there's a lot going on. A lot going on. So what do you want us to know? Giovanni Pelletier. I wonder, should I use another deck, okay, as well, another tarot deck, okay, on Giovanni? Because that's the same deck we used before. As a matter of fact, I think, and ask the same question. Okay, and this is a deck too. Okay, so what do you want us to know? Okay, so it was somebody being two-faced, okay? So there was somebody or everybody in the car, okay, wearing more than one face. Say, lawyer or not, okay? And I don't think it was a test of his loyalty. It may have been a test, okay, if this is true, that there may have been a test of loyalty of somebody else in the car, okay? Shocking discovery. And apparently it's in the water. They might need to go back and investigate that water if they haven't already. But a shocking discovery is going to be on the way. Ooh. And it's going to expose the lies. It's going to expose the lies. Okay? Something about a love triangle. Something about clearing the air. And group dynamics. Playing both sides. Unexpected news. And then the path ahead is unknown. So it doesn't want us to know. It doesn't want to tell us, excuse me. The path is unknown. I'm going to leave it at there. And I'm going to bust open another one real quick. Okay. So there's definitely, okay, a shocking discovery, exposing lies, somebody being two-faced, okay. The dynamics of the group. Now, I don't know what group it may be considering here, okay? Maybe the people in the car, maybe they hang together, so you can refer to that as a group, okay? Unexpected news, love triangle, I don't know what that would have to do. Loyal or not, testing loyalty, and two-face. That's the tea that was spilled, okay, before they came up with the road ahead is unknown. Okay, so let's go in. We didn't go in with what's the tea. Okay, so let's go in with what's the tea. We already did spill the tea. Now let's go in with what's the tea. Okay, so what's the tea on this Giovanni situation? Can you clarify? Can you let us know what is the tea? What do you want us to know on Giovanni Pelletier? Okay? What do you want us to know about his death, the people he was with, okay? And then we're going to do, I'm going to do another different deck, okay? I'll find it in a minute. What do you want us to know? It's all about Giovanni. What do you want us to know? What's tea? What is tea with this situation here? Will it be solved? What can you tell us? caught a case, something about sexual infection, STD. Car drama. Okay, there's a clue. Car drama. Okay, so their drama may have started in the car. Okay, bad reputation. Now, Giovanni doesn't have a bad reputation, so this must be referring to one of the people he was with. Cock blocking. Doesn't have an explanation on that one. Okay, somebody was boss daddy. Okay, I don't know who it was in the group, but somebody had that big dick energy. Okay, thinking they was all that. I don't know who it was. Okay, crying over you, still not watching it. Okay, watching your posts, pretending they're fine. So I don't know. This is what's coming up. And that's what kind of came up in the other cards too. It was a relationship, okay? And I don't know if there is a female involved. Not that she knows she's involved, but maybe, okay, there was some situation in regards to the internet. I mean, or a third person, and they were watching. You know how, in other words, like it was a kind of like it was a setup. Okay, they were already aware of him. Okay, for some reason, maybe okay, people do stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe okay, like I said, unexpected news. This is going in a whole nother direction, y'all. Somebody's trying to dig up some dirt. Somebody's snooping for secrets. So there's some issues going on. Somebody's got some issues, okay? Somebody ain't wrapped too tight, okay? And if they being high, that may have exacerbated the situation, okay? Clout hungry, lives for attention. Well, if that is the case, okay, they need to be looking on social media. Somebody is hustling. They're focused on the bag, trying to get some money. And somebody is not interested. Wasting time. Broke ass. Now, the situation I noticed with money did not come up in the other two decks this time, but it did come up the first time we did a spread, a read, okay? And it was talking about money. Legal issues. So somebody is facing court matters, or somebody will face court matters, okay? But what does stick in my intuition is that these cousins, these other people who were with him in the car, okay, they need a background check. Same shit, different day. Okay. Bad habits, drugs, Okay. So maybe somebody was trying to get money from him so they could get high. Okay, because they was broke. And he wasn't giving it up. He was unfazed, you know. Little did he know, but he was unfazed. Okay, maybe he was talking shit. You trying to get some money from me? You don't know me, you know? Maybe he was trying to talk shit, you know, trying to be like the homies. I don't know. Bankrupt, broke, same thing. Somebody was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Somebody was a wolf in sheep's clothing. And a grudge holder. Scarcity tactics. Okay. Somebody was playing chess, not checkers, honey. Fishing for comments. Thief. And he at the car, too. Look at him talking at the car. At the car, okay. And this person is reflecting. This person or these people are reflecting on what happened, okay? But it's too late. But they are reflecting on what happened. Moving in silence. Okay, so the intentions here, okay, it's saying that it was pure intention, it was great vibes. But I'm not so sure of that. Maybe it was before Giovanni got in the car. I don't know, okay? Groupie. Trying to do what the other person do. Okay, somebody's moving. So that might be the person you want to look at. Is somebody moving? And there's going to be some inside scoop. I told you it's going to be somebody. Somebody knows something. Well, we know they know something. But they going to spill the beans. Okay? See, because that's the problem. They always partying. Always partying. Okay? Doing drugs. Okay? And thought they hit the jackpot. When Giovanni got in that car, okay, that probably the light bulb lit up. And the plan was put into action. The plan was put into action. Okay? That is a vibe. It's alleged, but it's a vibe, nonetheless. Okay? And I do get the impression. Now, what I will say is maybe the motive did not start off to be robbery. Okay? Did they find money? They found his backpack. Don't tell me that he went with these people with no money. But see, they're not going to tell you all that, though. Okay? Because this is still under investigation. But, yeah, I think it may not started out to be a robbery. But I think that's what it ended up. And due to the fact that these people were supposed to pick him up at 8 o'clock in the evening and didn't show up until 1 o'clock in the morning, lets you know that they was getting high and partying. Most likely, allegedly. Okay? And picking up Giovanni, okay, maybe was something they did when they came up with an idea that maybe he had some money. And maybe the mom could have told it unexpectedly. Or maybe earlier, okay. Well, I'm gonna make sure, or maybe she was telling Giovanni, make sure you got some money, or you got some money on you, okay, whatever, in the background while she on the phone talking to the cousin or to whoever. Okay. See, people, the thing about it is, somebody like me wouldn't pick up on nothing like that. I wouldn't trip because I don't trip like that. But there's a lot of people who do trip like that. I've went to somebody's house, and me and somebody else, okay, and this happened a couple times. Whew, way back in the day. But I remember going to somebody's house, okay, and when we left the house, me, whoever I came with, we leave the house, okay, yeah, man, okay, goodbye, whatever, see you later. And we leave out the house, and the person who's with me says, "Oh, did you see that watch, or did you see that whatever item? Okay, oh, that was expensive. You didn't see that?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't see that." Okay, it was sitting right there. And I'm like, I don't go to people's house and be looking around and seeing what valuables they have. Okay, and I went over to the house. Okay, and for you to be seeing that, you had to be looking around. You see what I'm saying? See, I don't like to go to houses with people like that, but there are people that are like that. There's a lot of people that are like that. Okay, so let's get a vibe. Let's see what's the vibe. What was the vibe? Okay. Can you tell us what was the vibe on this fateful night that Giovanni Pelletier, okay, came up dead? What was the vibe? We're going to leave it at this, folks. Okay. We'll come back. But what's the vibe? Now, I didn't do a vibe. We didn't do a vibe. What was the vibe that night? What do you want us to know? And Giovanni Pelletier, when they were supposed to be on their way to Florida, on their way to see the grandfather. And then that's just the cold part about it, is how they picked up that man's grandson. And and if they did, they killed him, allegedly. Wow. They said it's a lot of conflicting, okay. And the thing about it is, it's not just conflicting stories, okay, going on with this incident. I think that maybe even the reporters are giving out conflicting news. Anyway, what do you want us to know? That fateful night, what happened? What was the vibe with Giovanni? What happened to him? What can you tell us? Well, we got legal matters. Okay, court paperwork. Now, that card came up before in that other spread. Okay, it was wishful thinking. Okay, drowning. Okay, it was drowning. Somebody was over their head. Overextended. So this could be literally, but it seems more like a feeling, a situation. Someone was in over their head. Blocked. There were consequences. So somebody made some bad choices and there were consequences. Okay? Settled, secure, wealthy. That's what they were thinking. Okay? So there was a wave of emotions going on. A wave of emotions. Here we go with a love affair, a dirty little secret. Here we go. Here we go. Apology that was not sincere. Here we go with family again. Blood ties. Then where it was chaos, there was an upheaval. Somebody's boundaries. Somebody overstepped their boundaries. Somebody overstepped their boundaries. Okay? There was some feminine energy involved in this. There's some feminine energy involved in this. Now, I am wondering, okay, clingy, dead relationships. Somebody's procrastinating, okay, but it's just a matter of time before they were going to blow up. That's the intuition I'm getting. It was just a matter of time. They were procrastinating, delaying it, okay, trying to talk themselves out of it. I wonder, did this get heated, okay, the night in question? Okay, now here's the thing though. I don't know if this isn't even involving or about Giovanni. Okay, this could have been a situation between the cousins. It's a family affair. Maybe, okay, he was talking shit along. Maybe he took sides. Maybe he said something that triggered, okay, and just everything just blew up. And it was taken out on him. Plus, okay, robbery was in the question. Might as well rob him while I'm in the process. But I wondered, was there some tension there? Okay. Yeah. Addictions. Maybe drugs was the girlfriend. Okay. So now they talking about cutting ties. But it's too late for all that. Now they want to cut ties. It's too late. Suffering in silence. So, suffering in silence as in, yeah, it could have been between the two cousins or the other family members, and he got caught in the middle. Unknowingly, unsuspected, okay, unawares. They may have been even arguing before they even pulled up to pick him up. Maybe he was supposed to be the, what would you call it, the diversion, you know. Oh, he's mad. Let me just go and get his mind off of that, put it on something else. But it didn't work out like that. Okay? And if that's the case, the person is suffering in silence. Okay? Because they know what really happened and why. And apparently, of course, it's the same scenario. Okay, well, you was there, you didn't do nothing, you just as in much trouble as I am if you say something. I'm gonna tell him you did it. Exhausted and burned out. Trying to get some harmony and some balance back, okay? But that's gonna be hard to do right now. Okay, unless they get it off their mind. Okay, they release that. Okay, because now they're feeling trapped. They feeling stuck. Okay, no options, and he unforgiving that you put me in this type of situation. Okay, you would do something like that, and then you gonna tell him I did it, threatening me. You didn't burn your bridge. Okay. So now somebody's on the run. trying to escape. Okay. They in denial. They making a bunch of excuses, and I don't mean running as in literally running, but trying to avoid, okay, the discrepancy here. There we go. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. It was them guys. It was the guys. It was the guys. Wow. It was the guys in the car tripping on whatever they was tripping on. And maybe Giovanni, okay, who had nothing to do with the situation, didn't know the situation, may have gotten in between. Maybe he even tried to sell it, like that other guy that tried to break up the fight and end up getting stabbed and died. Okay? Could have been the same kind of situation there. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, please. Okay? I welcome all subscribers. And, if you have any questions or if you have any requests, you want me to pull some cards on anybody, okay? Just let me know in the comment section and I'll get right on it. Okay? But most of all, stay blessed. Bye.